There we go. All right, Facebook. Guys, namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Happy Thursday. And I forgot that I pressed the button, man. So it's all good. But hopefully you guys are all well. Today is National Day of... Nothing is really relevant. I think it's like Pina Colada Day, but nothing relevant to the show tonight. Which I was like, wait a minute. Usually something really kicks in. But what kicked in this morning was... a memory I had catched on Facebook about miracles. A lot of us right now are doing the old-fashioned way of praying for miracles. Financial miracles, love miracles, health miracles, and they're looking at an outside source to try and heal them or bring what they want to them. Most of you guys know through America's Mentor that my late father was a deacon. And every weekend, via custody of divorce, I should say decrees, I had to spend the weekends with him in Fairhaven, on Grand Avenue in Fairhaven. And if any of you guys know Grand Avenue, Fairhaven, you basically need a bulletproof vest, some body armor, and an escort when you're going through town. Not to diminish the people down there, because there were strong people. But growing up down there, every weekend, I had to spend the Sunday at church with my dad, forced to sit there for hours and hours. But the Saturday and the Saturday night into Sunday, I had a lot of free time, and I walked the neighborhood. Can't do that now, though, meatball. I was like 10, 12. I mean, back then, you can do anything down there. What was so prevalent in the little yards, picture like a Philadelphia row house, of all these apartments and these yards. And in those, they had a little patch of lawn in there, and they all had a little statue of the Virgin Mary. And to me, growing up, I thought, in my perception per se, even as Einstein said, which I'll read to you guys, that all I had to do was pray to this statue, and I can get any miracle I want. Well, I prayed, and nothing ever came. Nothing ever came that I ever wanted. And if you go back down to the neighborhood today, it's actually even worse. So the belief that something on the outside is going to change your world has been misconstrued through the Catholic religion and all these different philosophies in life. What awoke me was knowing that I was a miracle and that I can create any miracle that I want. That's through what I've read, what I've done for myself, and this disciplined lifestyle of thinking. That's basically all miracles are. It's a disciplined way of thinking, acting, and feeling every day. And your desires are the so-called miracles that are created from that. Einstein said, that's why it's so bright behind me. I got Google on. I wanted to share some notes about Einstein. And then I'll go into the quote box, because it really makes sense, because they've been hiding this stuff for years from us about miracles per se. They've been telling us that we have to look to an outside deity per se, or a spiritual being, or some kind of ephemeral being out there, or something that will give us what we want. I'm here to tell you, and you have your own beliefs on it, which I totally and utterly respect, because it's the very gray area for people to understand about miracles per se. When you realize that you are the power source to create your miracles, then you'll realize how powerful you are. Einstein said it best. Let me turn to the right here. There are two ways to live your life. Think about this. There are two ways to live your life. One as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as everything is a miracle. And it goes on to say, invites us to contemplate two contrasting perspectives in life. And that's what I'm talking about. Think about the neighborhood now that I was just mentioning in the very beginning. It's 10 times worse. So what that means is that people that basically gave up on believing on an outside so-called deity or entity coming to save them. Most of them probably died off or moved away, and a different part of people came in there, and it really went downhill. Hence the so-called outside source to create your miracle. Out of the quote box today, miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. If you look in Webster's on the actual word miracle per se. And there's a couple of them that go into God and all this presence and so forth. But a couple, three down is the one that really empowered me to come on tonight and share with you guys, to hopefully inspire you and help you imagine this life that you can truly have. One of financial freedom, true love, abundance, peace, and all these things. It all starts within us. We're all a part of it. We are all separate entities of a one universe per se. And you surround yourself with the collective consciousness that fits your narrative, you're going to create whatever you want and or destroy whatever you're trying to create. These are the things people have to realize for themselves, but I'll go right into the actual meaning per se, the one that I found, which is really hidden. It's like, what the hell, guys? Come on. And this is powerful. Think about it. Now, miracle is scored as a noun, an extraordinary event, manifesting divine intervention in human affairs. Divine intervention, you like that? Divine intervention. Think about those two words. Which is most important? I'm going to read you again because I was so spitting all over the friggin' screen, man. An extraordinary event manifesting divine intervention in human affairs. Divine. That's the deity I was talking about. Being a deity is one exalted as supremely good and or powerful. That's not some outside source. That's the chosen life that we choose to be. Now, you'd have an intervention with that. You remember that show, that reality show Intervention, where an outside source tried to force an addict to become quote-unquote normal. But it never really happened because he didn't believe in that. Or he or she didn't believe in that. When you start believing you are a divine deity, when you have a purpose in life to bring only good, you start attaching goals and desires and dreams to that constant feeling, you're going to create your own miracles in life. This is what they call the paradigm shift of thinking. It's you taking what he said, Einstein, and thinking that everything is a miracle in life, that you are a miracle. Your goals can happen, your love can happen, your financial freedom can happen. It's all a sense of belief. And if you keep doing that every day, that divine intervention, you become a deity. And which is amazing. Synonyms of deity is author, creator, and maker. So, an exalted as supremely good and powerful author, creator, and maker. It's not some Virgin Mary statue, meatball. It's you. That, how should we say that meat suit that we live in every single day is an electronic magnetic field that if we connect to our beliefs and our dreams and our desires every single day, we're going to create the miracles in our life. Think about it and imagine it for yourself. The things that you want, and how does that make you feel? I bet you it makes you feel a little fuzzy on the inside, a little happy on the inside. That's what they're talking about. Miracles come in moments. What does that mean? A moment. I actually wrote this down. Moments, a minute, portion, or point in time. You compound those moments of thoughts and feeling, those fuzzy moments of your dreams and desires, you're going to create those miracles in your life. And you want to hear, this is really cool. People often think that rock stars are just drunken sex addicts. But listen to, I found this great quote from actually a rock icon per se, and I've featured their music many times here. I'm not a great fan of it. I grew up with it. I kind of went into it and the rah-rah, chasing women back then, man. But really, this guy made sense. Miracles happen every day. Change your perception of what a miracle is, and you'll see them all around you. This is not about butterflies and rainbows, meatball. This is about you putting your deepest desires in the most powerful thought process every single day and acting upon that accordingly. And John Bon Jovi wrote those words, man. Who would have thunk it? But actually, rock stars are actually very spiritual. If you go into like the bios of these people, and you'll realize how really deep they go. If you listen to the words of their songs, I hear the songs at work now from like the 70s. They're in that 70s kind of mantra at work. And these guys are talking about, you know,
You've got mail.
all these things in life, dreams, desires, and all these things going on. They were really into spirituality back in the 70s. But here's your choice in life. And Stephen Atchison, if I pronounce it correctly, I apologize. Aitchison. So, Stephen, if you're listening, I am so sorry if I pronounce your last name wrong. He mentioned these words. And you guys can decide for yourself. Because you can either create a miracle, which is an extraordinary event, manifesting divine intervention in human affairs. You can create whatever you want, or you're going to use that same kind of, how should we say, template or recipe or power tool that I say a lot here in America's Mentor to destroy what you're trying to create. Think about the neighborhood that I talked about. It was filled with Virgin Marys all over the friggin' place, but look at it now. All right? Stop looking for your miracle on the outside and start believing you're a miracle on the inside. If you're looking for a miracle in health, you have to believe, as in Mark 9:23, to those who believe all things are possible. You have to come to that conclusion about yourself. If you believe in financial success, but yet your bank account's going on to zero, like mine was for a decade, literally, because I didn't believe I can get out of the financial rut I was in. To those who believe all things are possible. These guys didn't write these farce words in caves wearing sandals and riding, how should we say, cattle back then on dirt roads. They meant well. They were trying to teach us, Meatball. They were saying, look, it's your thinking process that creates your life destiny. And if you keep doing that every day with divine, how should we say, intervention, because all divine intervention is you going after the old thought process that you had before. It's you succumbing to that old person and allowing a new person in. And I'll leave you with what Stephen said, which made a lot of sense, because as I was coming up with more topics for tonight's show, I found Stephen's quote on this, and it'll really help you understand why people change their perception of what they can create and what they can destroy. So think about this, guys. People change for two main reasons. Either their minds have been opened or their hearts have been broken. If your mind opens up to a new parameter of thinking, your life has just opened up to a new parameter of thinking. I hit both ends of the spectrum. My mind opened, and indeed my heart was broken in many facets of my life, financially, romantically, inspirationally. Every facet of my life, all this had to happen to bring me where I am now. I don't want any of you to go through that. That's the whole point of America's Mentor, is to share information like this so you don't keep staying in that state of mind that's literally going to destroy you from the inside out. We literally create everything in our life out of thin air. Everything starts with thought. And if you get or come up with this divine intervention of a new thought process, you're going to create a new life for yourself. You're going to create something really extraordinary out of thin air. When you realize the power you have, you realize where you're going. I'll leave you with this one more time. Miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. Miracles come in moments. Yes, indeed. It's like compound interest in an investment. You keep putting money into that good investment, you're going to get good returns. You keep putting good thoughts into your everyday activities and act accordingly to those thoughts, you're going to create the most amazing destiny. That's what a miracle is, from my humble perspective, and that's what I've lived by. And it's something that you guys can grasp onto for what you want in your life. We're all different, but yet we're all the same, if that makes any sense. We're all here with doing the same thing, trying to achieve the most amazing life and being the most amazing person. We are all deities in this life. Don't let that how should we say, that word scare you for like some spiritual thing. Indeed, we are spiritual things per se, but we are our own spiritual things, acting in our own way, attracting our own things. So guys, think about it for yourself. I'm going to grab some meat, guys. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. At America's Mentor on X. Guys, please follow me, Jerry Maldonado 2, for unique information like this like this shit. This is awesome. Like this to help you to get to your destination. I'm going to mumble and fumble. I'm going to read some more Einstein guides. Enjoy your Thursday. There's a lot of political shit going on in the world right now.